Growing up, I didn't have a vast selection when it came to free games. For the first half of my life, CDs were still the most popular way of distributing games, which made creating free games very unprofitable for developers and publishers. These days though, everything is digital, and with the introduction of things like microtransactions, free games are now viewed as a viable investment.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
But that's obviously not to say that all free games are good, because let's be honest, there's a lot of trash out there.
Y'all are trash.
So today we'll be going over some games that we think are pretty cool and that you should check out. Starting off the list, we have Kart Rider Drift, which is sort of a successor to Crazy Racing Kart Rider, which is a game that I played as a little kid. Kart Rider Drift is a cross-platform kart racer that has great driving and drifting mechanics, power-ups, and pretty good character customization. The game comes with very unique maps and also a battle pass if you're interested in that. Every race can have up to 8 players, consisting of teams of up to 4 players, which makes it a perfect game to play with your friends. Next up, we have Marvel Snap. If you're a fan of Marvel, strategy, or card battle games, or a mix of those three, then this game is perfect for you. The game allows you to assemble a team of your favorite Marvel characters, both heroes and villains. You then go up against another player and battle their team. There are more than 50 different locations that you could be playing in, from Asgard to Wakanda. Each game only lasts around 3 minutes, so you don't waste any time. Overall, a very straightforward but very fun game. Next, we have Sims 4, a game that needs no introduction from a franchise that also needs no introduction. Everyone knows The Sims. You get in, you create your character or family, you build or buy a house, get a job, get married. It is the most popular life simulation game in the world. And starting from a couple of months ago, it has become free to play. Character customization options are endless, house creation is seamless due to the endless design and furniture options that you have. Manage the ups and downs of your Sims, develop relationships, and get your dream job, or you could just let them die. That's the beauty of it, you can do whatever you want. For our fourth choice, we have Rocket League, a game that is near and dear to my heart. Rocket League is a free-to-play football game where, unlike other football games, you are a car. It is truly a genius concept. Play online solo or with up to 3 friends in casual and competitive games. There is an infinite amount of customization and even other game modes like hockey and basketball if you prefer those over the greatest sport in the world. This is hands down one of the most purely skill-based games in the sports genre. So get in, increase your rank, open cases, join tournaments, and just master the game. Moving on, we have Unsolved Case, which is a prequel to the award-winning Cryptic Killer series. This is a co-op 2-player game where you and a friend take on the roles of Old Dog and Ali as you go up against the Cryptic Killer. You will have to solve puzzles, crack codes, and find a way out of very sticky situations. If you're a fan of mystery games or puzzles, you will love this game and I highly recommend it. Next, we have Warzone 2. After Warzone 1 took the world by storm a couple years ago and had every single Twitch streamer playing it for months, we now have Warzone 2, which I wouldn't say is a sequel, but more of a big update. You're now in a new map called Al Mazrah, which has a very strong Middle Eastern vibe. Other than that, it is pretty much the same, which isn't a bad thing at all. This game is a very solid battle royale. Join forces with your friends and jump into the battleground. Try to collect the best loot possible while trying to survive along the way. Avoid getting stuck in the storm and be the last one standing. Moving on, we have Shatterline. This early access game is a fast-paced FPS with roguelike co-op gameplay. The main game mode is called Expedition. Here you go into the main world, which has been overrun by aliens. You complete missions and other types of quests in order to unlock better weapons and items. The game also has your traditional PvP game modes such as Team Deathmatch, Conquest, and Plant the Bomb. There are 25 weapons in the game that can be customized with attachments, and the game feels really good to play. Check it out. Bloody Hell is the name of the next game on the list. This is a very visually pleasing top-down view RPG looking game. You play as an angel running in hell with the end goal of killing Satan himself. A very interesting but cool concept. The art style is beautiful and the combat is extremely fun to experience. This game gets the Lemon Tech thumbs up. Next up, we have Destiny 2. This is another game that really needs no introduction. Destiny 2 has been out since 2017 and to this day,
to this day.
It has one of the biggest and strongest fan bases out of any multiplayer game out there. And to this day, they are getting more and more new players with every update that they release. Dive into the game and explore the missions and challenges that can be found on the different planets of the solar system as you indulge in the game's cinematic story. Experience one of the most responsive FPS shooters that I've ever played in different game modes like co-op missions and PvP. And of course, there is a massive pool of different weapons and armor for you to collect. For our next pick, we have Valorant. Valorant is a free-to-play, team-based tactical first-person shooter. In the game, you have different agents to choose from, each with a unique backstory as well as different abilities and playstyles for you to master. The main game mode is a 5v5 plant-a-bomb type thing, which you can play both casually and competitively. But there are also other game modes such as Deathmatch, Spike Rush, and Escalation. Kicking off the second half of the list, we have Overwatch 2. Much like Warzone 2, this is more of an update to Overwatch 1 rather than a new game, so if you've played the first one, this is exactly the same. Overwatch is a first-person shooter that in many ways is very similar to Valorant. You have an extensive roster of different heroes to choose from with their own playstyles and abilities. You have a decent selection of maps for you to play a decent selection of game modes, such as Escort, Assault, Control, and Hybrid. A free game list wouldn't be complete if we didn't mention any MOBAs. So next on the list we have Dota 2. Dota 2 is a free multiplayer battle arena game that was developed by Valve. In the game, 2 teams of 5 players each battle against each other with the end goal of destroying each other's Ancient, which is a large structure located in each team's base. This game once again has different heroes for you to pick from, each with a unique set of abilities and roles such as carry, support, or tank. Another battle royale game that we thought was pretty cool was Vampire the Masquerade Bloodhunt. This is a free-to-play battle royale game which is set in Prague, the capital of the Czech Republic, which in this universe has been consumed by a war between vampire factions. Use your supernatural powers, weapons, and hunting skills to dominate the night. Whether you prefer a sneaky surprise attack or diving straight into the battle, guns blazing, there's something for everyone in this game. Moving to a completely different type of battle royale games, we have Fall Guys, the free party battle royale game where you and some friends go through a series of obstacle courses with the goal of being the last team remaining. This game is one of the most fun games in the world when you're actually doing well, but when you're not doing so great, this game makes me want to die. So keep that in mind when you decide to play, but other than that, it's very good. Another early access game that we wanted to mention is Space Punks, a free-to-play co-op action RPG where you make your way across the galaxy shooting and looting through hordes of aliens. Not much to say here other than this game is definitely worth checking out. Next we have Engine Evolution 2022, which is a PvP action racing game. I found out that this game was actually made by a single university student, which I found very impressive. I actually really like the concept of this game. It is a racing game where you start with cars from 1906 and you have to use credits that you get from races to upgrade your vehicles to newer specs. I find that really interesting. There are 90 vehicles from 7 nations, 25 real and custom tracks, and more than 100 vehicle patterns. Sticking with the racing games, we have Disney Speedstorm. Now this is currently not a free game, which makes the spot on this list very questionable, I know. The reason for that is the game is currently in early access and is set to be released late 2023 or early 2024 and will be free then. Speedstorm is a hero-based combat racing game set on high-speed circuits inspired by the Disney and Pixar worlds. You have a cast of iconic Disney characters to choose from like Mulan, Mickey Mouse, Jack Sparrow, who all have unique abilities for you to master. We have now reached our final 2 picks, so for our penultimate pick, we have Efootball 2023. This is a more multiplayer focused version of the previous PES and Efootball games. The main game mode here is Dream Team, your very own team with officially licensed players. You can open packs or you can save up the credits that you win from online matches to purchase players. There are constantly new events and competitions to play, and of course you can challenge your friends. The gameplay is smooth and the graphics are pretty good. Overall a solid game. Our final pick is Project Playtime. This is a multiplayer horror game where 6 players attempt to create a giant toy while surviving a terrifying monster that is being controlled by a 7th player. It is a similar concept to Dead by Daylight, but with a little more character. There are several characters to choose from, all with a different set of skills. The map looks cool and the game is really fun. I hope you liked this video and I hope it was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the